Jason, tell us a little bit about what it's like to perform and record the music of Bach.
Well, the Bach Lute Suites are a never-ending source of musical inspiration, but they're also very challenging. No other pieces in the repertoire really make me feel the way that these do, and no other pieces in the repertoire make me work as hard as I have to work in order to bring out the clarity between the voices and the compositional depth. Bach's music strikes an impeccable balance between the elements that make up a musical composition: rhythm, melody, harmony, form, structure. All of these elements are perfectly balanced with Bach's music. And I discover yet another detail every time I study these pieces. So this recording really represents where I'm at presently with what I consider to be the Mount Everest, if you will, of our repertoire.
Most of the suites that Bach wrote are made up of dance movements. Would you mind demonstrating some of those for us?
All the Lute Suites open with a prelude. And I was playing the BWV 998 prelude just a little bit earlier. The prelude is the one movement in the suite that doesn't follow the form of a Baroque dance. It's a free-form composition. So in those days, it would have been an opportunity for the composer to stretch out a little bit and put their own personal stamp on things. That's why so many different preludes sound different from each other. The first dance movement of the suite is the Allemande. And the Allemande is from Germany originally in the 16th century. And from there it emigrated to France and England. And it's a rather ceremonious dance, a little bit more serious, a moderate pace. And the rhythms in some of the Allemandes can be very ornate. You can have a lot of long rhythms followed immediately by very quick notes, and vice versa. I can demonstrate with the Allemande from BWV 995. Another dance in the suite is the sarabande. And the sarabande is usually the slowest movement of the suite and often the most beautiful. Its origins are in Mexico in the 16th century, actually. And it emigrated to Spain, where it was banned by Philip II because of its lasciviousness. This piece was really quite scandalous because of its sensuality. But of course, you can't keep a good thing down for very long. So as the sarabande moved into France and England, it became much more refined as it was danced in the courts. And it's probably in this version that Bach knew the sarabande. I love playing the sarabandes in this church, and it's a real pleasure to record them in this church because you almost can use the space as part of your instrument. Almost like the church is showing me how to play the sarabande. That was the sarabande from BWV 997. Now, most suites end with a gigue, which is really just a British jig. You know, it's amazing how, even at this time, Bach is pulling in a lot of influences musically from different parts of the world. I mean, the sarabande really coming from Mexico via Spain, and now this gigue from Britain. And anyway, the gigue is really a quicker dance, a nice way to end the suite, and it has a buoyant swinging kind of feel to it. This is the jig from 997, just a small portion. And this jig is from the 995 suite. You'll hear the similarities in the rhythm.